What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of Words Worth Considering with Taylor. Now, this is a continuing series where I take 10 minutes to research and 5 minutes to discuss a word that I think is ever present in society and maybe something that we are struggling with. And the word that I wanted to discuss today is loneliness. Now, the definition of loneliness is sadness because of no friends or company. So, how does someone become lonely? I think that we need to look at that before we get started and talk about how we're going to combat loneliness. Now, I think it can be many things. Maybe it's an individual's behavior that pushes people away and causes them to be lonely because no one wants to be around them. Maybe it's actually old age. So, literally, people's friends or family is dying and they have no one left. People could be too busy. There's no longer time to reach out to loved ones because there's just too much going on. Or it might even be an individual's inability to realize and accept that they need other people. Now, I was encouraged to visit this topic by a dear friend of mine, and she shared a link that shows a 90-year-old lady who was living alone and had actually recently lost a child. And she wrote a handwritten note and left it on her neighbor's porch, essentially just begging for her friendship. So this actually hit home with me in a strange way today because we've been subjected to winter way, way too early, in my opinion. It is early to mid-November, and we got 20 inches in the last couple of days. So there was a sense of isolation for me that had come with that. And I got to thinking, what if I was less physically capable? What if I couldn't shovel my own driveway? What if I didn't have a four-wheel drive vehicle that I could get around in? My furnace has also been broken twice in as many weeks. And that was another thing that I had to consider is, what if there's people out there whose furnace is breaking during these frigid temperatures and they don't have the options that I have, which is to go out and buy space heaters while they get repaired, or to go less than a mile down the road and stay with some friends to keep warm. So I think that we all have a responsibility to draw someone closer. And I think this is important to consider as well as we're coming up on the holidays. So Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Do we have people that are in our lives that we can reach out to and make sure that we're including them on some things? Now, this is something that I'm super proud to say my family does very well. To be honest, sometimes it's kind of weird. I go to Thanksgiving and I have no idea who's going to be there. It's not only my family, but usually there are people that I've never met before that needed a place to go. And it is awesome to be able to get to know them over the course of the day and kind of enlarge our circle. And I would encourage you guys, if you have a chance, to do that. Now, also, we want to talk about needing to put our phones down. And I am immensely, immensely guilty of this. In fact, as I'm recording this, just yesterday, my wife made about 3 separate comments saying, dude, you're on your phone too much. Now, I don't care if you're snuggled up against your sweetie, you're literally shoulder to shoulder. If you are on your phone, that person is going to feel ignored, and you might as well not even be in the house. I'm serious. We all need to take a look at this. If we're not connecting, it could be because of that phone. Feeling lonely is being lonely, and I will link to a video that says that, an additional YouTube link that was sent to me. Keep that in mind. Feeling lonely is being lonely. So we all might have different perspectives on what loneliness is, and if or if not, should someone feel lonely? Dude, if they feel lonely, they are lonely. Now, I also wanted to dig in real quickly that being the lone wolf might seem glamorous. It's not. Being the lone wolf is actually asking for an early death. Much like the lone wolf is seeking out a new tribe, a new pack, they're usually getting taken out. And that is the truth with us as humans too. We require human contact. We require that socialization. Now, quite literally, Individuals over the age of 52 are at an increased risk of decayed mental well-being if they are not put in enough social situations, and that causes stress on the heart. This is no joke. I deal with this every single day as I work with the elderly and specifically ones who struggle with dementia. The number one thing, or one of the number one things that I can prescribe to them as they ask me, how can I combat this disease in any way? I tell them you have to continue to socialize. It is going to be the best way to stimulate your brain, exercise your mental well-being, and keep your heart healthy. I'm serious. If you don't believe me, believe science. It's the truth. So in closing, I want to leave a challenge for people who need to reach out to others to ensure that those that are on the outskirts of your circle are not feeling lonely. But also, we need to admit if we're feeling lonely and be willing to voice that concern and try to get some other people to take us in. So in closing, reach out and be reachable. Thanks for listening. This was Words Worth Considering with Taylor. Till next time.